The 2000 Busch Series schedule was the last year that we would see some great short tracks in the series, as the Nashville Fairgrounds, South Boston, and here at Myrtle Beach were all removed from the schedule in favor of Chicagoland, Kansas, the Nashville Superspeedway, and the Kentucky Speedway starting in 2001. This would be the last NASCAR National Series race at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. One wild fact about this race is that both Kevin Harvick and his crew chief Rodney Childers were in this race. Rodney made one Xfinity Series start and this was it. Who would have known that 14 years later both of them would team up to win a NASCAR Cup Series championship. And on top of that, Tim Fedowa, who is Kevin Harvick's spotter, was also in this race. Another notable driver will be right there in the 92 car, Jimmy Johnson. Jeff Green and Kevin Harvick would lead the field to the green flag.
We're getting set to go green. Pace cars down on pit road. Jeff Green will lead them to the green flag. Kevin Harvick is alongside him in car 2, and we're ready to get going. 250 laps at Myrtle Beach Speedway. Surprise in qualifying out of Bakersfield, California. One of those who said he's never been here before today, but you'd have never known it in practice and qualifying, as that Richard Childress prepared Chevrolet is really stout.
And take a look at Andy Santerre taking over third spot on the outside around Mike Dillon.
Kevin Harvick got the early jump and into the lead just ahead of Jeff Green. It wouldn't take long for the first yellow flag to fly, as during the first commercial break of the race, only 10 laps in, the caution would come out. Mario Gosling would get turned around, and when he tried to get it back going straight, he actually clipped Justin Labonte. Both cars were able to continue on. Kevin Harvick would lead the field back to green on the restart.
We are back under green flag racing. Harvick and Green, Santerre, and Jason Keller has made his way to fourth now. We told you about Ron Hornaday, how strong he was in the early move that he had made. Hornaday on the outside.
He is flexing his muscle out there. He's really working the outside groove.
The 34 there is David Green that he's going by, the 18th car of Jason Leffler.
This would kick off a 38-lap green flag run. Jeff Green was putting tremendous pressure on Kevin Harvick before finally getting around him and taking the lead.
Once he gets out front, then he can manage his tires. But he's also looking to put a lot of cars down a laps in the beginning of this race.
Jeff Green, Kevin Harvick side by side as they head down the back stretch at Myrtle Beach. And as they come into turn 3, Jeff Green is going to get it.
The second yellow flag of the night would come out when the 17 of Jason Schuler got into the wall and broke an axle in the rear end of his race car. He made it to pit road, but there was some debris on the track and NASCAR threw the caution for debris. All the leaders would hit pit road. Jeff Green would win the race off pit road and lead the field back to green.
Back under green flag racing at Myrtle Beach, and that means Jeff Green putting Phil Parsons a lap down. 59 is Phil Parsons, not on the lead lap. The blue 2 of Kevin Harvick is, and he is pressing Jeff Green. So is his teammate Jason Keller in the 57.
Phil Parsons is looking to stay on the tail end of the lead lap.
Just 13 laps later, calamity would strike during the commercial break, as there was a 6-car pileup in turn number 1, and Jeff Purvis was not too happy with Randy LaJoie.
Jeff Purvis not happy.
No, Jeff Purvis is not happy camper. He is looking for somebody. We don't know who it is yet, but there was definitely contact there somewhere. He feels that he was done wrong.
He wants to point and throw that helmet at somebody.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Randy LaJoie.
Randy LaJoie.
Well, Randy LaJoie has been in a few scrapes in the past, and so
let's see what we have here.
Well, it had already happened at that point, but you saw that the one of LaJoie was in the vicinity. Still a little after what had happened, but and you see some of the other cars that were involved in it. Nobody really serious damage there, just a little sheet metal bang up. Jeff Purvis, certainly some serious damage on that car, and as you saw, he was not happy with one Randy LaJoie.
It was obvious from Jeff's emotions that he felt that Randy got into the back of him and obviously sent him around.
Some good old-fashioned short track racing with pissed-off drivers and tempers flaring. I love it. But unfortunately, Rodney Childress, as I mentioned, who is in this race, his one and only Xfinity start, came to an end in this accident, and he would get credit for a 43rd place finish. Tony Raines would lead the field to green on the restart.
We're 77 laps into this 250-lap event, and we're ready to go back. Green flag racing at Myrtle Beach, and let's see what Tony Raines and Bobby Hamilton Jr. can do up front. One car's really slowing on the racetrack. It's the 63 of Mark Green. Dropped way back there for a moment.
Yeah, he caused a little excitement, a little bit of a traffic jam there.
This restart would kick off a nice 37-lap green flag run. With 136 laps to go in the race, Jeff Green was still in command out front. But the yellow flag would fly once again when Mike Dillon and Philip Morris made contact, putting both cars into the outside wall.
Oh, 3 wide going down into turn 1 at the start there. Well, it looks like Mike Dillon came down on Bodine. They got together, and then Philip Morris got gathered up.
What a break for Todd Bodine.
Yeah, he was very fortunate.
He was so close to getting caught up in that and just did squeeze by.
The broadcast actually missed the restart here, but when the race got back underway, Jeff Green was still out front leading.
NASCAR.com, it is your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. You've got a pass here on TNN Sports tonight to NASCAR Busch Series.
Just 8 laps after the restart, Randy LaJoie would get spun around as he had a flat left rear tire, and in the smoke screen behind him, cars would pile in and he would collect a few others. Fortunately for Randy though, he kept going with minimal damage. Some others like Chad Chaffin in the 77 and PJ Jones in the 19 were not so lucky.
Here's a look at coming off of turn 4. We can't see what's happening, but obviously somebody's going around. It's Randy LaJoie. We don't know what caused him to go around, but there he is, and he is just along for the ride at that point.
Jeff Green was still out front, and he would lead the field back to green on the restart once again.
And we're going green on lap 137. And it is Jeff Green who quickly moves out in front. Jason Keller sets inside at second, and there's the 3 of Ron Hornaday. I think he's going to be a factor tonight.
Ron looks strong right now. He is right on the bumper of Keller.
Jeff Green has led the most laps here. Fastest in practice. Started on the pole.
This restart would actually kick off the longest green flag run of the entire night of 62 laps. The 6th caution of the day would come out when Tim Fedewa got turned around and backed into the wall, right in front of our leader, Jeff Green.
There's Tim Fedewa getting into the wall. And Green does a nice job just getting by him. This is our Bryant Pooling move of the race right here. Watch Green. There's the accident with Kevin Grubb down on the inside. Well, our leader does a good job. And how about the 3 car there, Greg Sachs?
Exactly right. You know, Jeff did exactly what he needed to do. He protected his car, protected his lead, and Ron Hornaday made his move. He got his lap back. That was a nice move also.
Ron Hornaday kind of pushing and shoving his way through Jeff Green to get his lap back. As remember back then, you had to race back to the start-finish line. And there was kind of a gentleman agreement where the leader would kind of let up so guys can get their laps back. As you saw Ron Hornaday and Casey Atwood get their lap back there. Jeff Green, still showing the way, would lead the field back to green. No pun intended.
Get ready for the green flag. Here's what Jeff Green sees. All clear. All clear and nothing in front of him. There's the telemetry on Jeff Green as Kevin Harvick now looks to the inside of it. Here comes Kevin Harvick. This is a battle for the lead. Boy, Harvick wasted no time.
Well, he got a little loose on the bottom there, and he couldn't make it stick.
Crash on the front straightaway. Tom Hubert spins around. There is no caution. Hubert there in the 20 machine. Car staying at speed. Jeff Green now trying to fight off Kevin Harvick and his teammate Jason Keller. Jeff Green has his hands full. This happened a few moments ago. There's the 20 of Tom Hubert.
Looks like the back end just came around, like the back end just loosened.
Crash in turn 4. And this time the caution will wave, as that is Andy Santerre in the 25. Had been having a great night.
As you probably heard this in NASCAR before, cautions breed cautions, and we were pretty lucky we didn't get one sooner than we did, as a 20 car went around on the front straightaway, but was able to recover relatively quickly and impressively, and there was no yellow flag for that. But unfortunately, Andy Santerre would get into trouble and the caution flag would fly. Unfortunately, no replay was ever shown to what happened to Andy, as this was the 7th caution of the night, but fortunately, it was the last caution, and the race would run green from here until the end.
As we're ready to go green, keep an eye out on that blue 2. It's right behind Jeff Green. The 63 of Mark Green is a lap car there. And Harvick's going to make that move again. Here he comes. Side by side, battling for the lead here.
He's got his nose in there.
Kevin Harvick wasted no time going for it.
Jeff Green made the big power move on the outside, though. He had all the bite and had the run up over turn 4.
This is where you really see the experience of a Jeff Green.
Exactly right.
This restart and the last one, Kevin Harvick really pounced and tried to get at Jeff Green as fast as he can, as he knew his easiest point of attack was on the restarts. That would be all Kevin Harvick had for Jeff Green though. As the laps went on, he got further and further back, and Jeff Green had a comfortable lead in the final laps of the race.
3 laps remain, coming down. 2 to go. Kevin Harvick giving it a run right now. Harvick doing his best to try to catch up to the 10 car. Still about 15 car lengths separate the two, as Jeff Green gets set to take the white flag this time by. White flag is out for Jeff Green, trying for his 3rd win of the season, his 2nd in a row. Green negotiating the lap car of Buckshot Jones. Jeff Green can taste it now. He has led 196 laps of this race, and he's going to lead the last one. Jeff Green is the winner of the Myrtle Beach 250.
Jeff Green holds off Kevin Harvick to win the last ever NASCAR National Series race at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. It's such a real shame that tracks like this are no longer part of NASCAR's top 3 National Series. And the Myrtle Beach Speedway itself did manage to live on for quite some time after this race, as it hosted a number of races from the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour, the Cars Tour, Late Models, Local Series, all the way up until its final race in 2020, which was a late model race. The track was supposed to be sold to developers to build hotels and stuff like that, but the plans have fallen through and the track still sits there to this day just vacant. And what makes it even sadder is the demolition of the track is going very slow as well, as at first they came in and just took out the stands, then they left that for a while, and then they took out part of the racetrack and walls and then left that for a while. And former NASCAR Truck Series driver and current late model driver Landon Huffman posted a video, I'll link it in the description, of him visiting the site of what the track looks like today in its current state. But at least Myrtle Beach Speedway still lives on in iRacing today, so you could take a couple laps yourself around the track. And I also personally got to visit this track back in 2005 when my family was on vacation there. It was Saturday night and we hit up a local short track late model race there. It was pretty awesome. Well, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you who takes the time out of their day to watch my videos. It means a lot. If it's your first time here, if you like content like this, subscribe to the channel for more of it every Tuesday, NASCAR and IndyCar. Thank you guys so much. Take care, everyone.